Hey, it's Adam Keith, formerly known as Adam Russo. Today I'm going to talk about something that's really hard for my transition, and it almost feels like an addiction in some way. And I'm not an addictive personality. I've never had an addiction to alcohol or drugs or anything. I do drink, mostly wine, actually. But don't get me wrong, I love good tequila and some vodka too, and gin. Yeah. but but I don't don't drink to get drunk. I just really love the taste of wine, especially if I'm in the evening at home. A glass or two, maybe even three. But I think it's therapeutic anyway. But I've known many friends and a lot of people who have had addictions to all kinds of things, drugs and whatnot. And what was really surprising about this transition for me is okay, let's go back. When I first started with Cutler was my boyfriend for 2.5 years, and I was already doing porn at that time. And it was seemed like, I was dating other people who were in other industries that I held, like interior design and other things, and just I don't think it had anything to do with me because I'm a porn escort guy. So when I met Cutler, we just immediately bonded. And I love him, and I still love him, even though I'm not with him. I guess I just wasn't as in love with him as he was with me. But anyway, so when he came into the picture, I was really afraid that my life was completely going into sex, sex, sex. I mean, now not only was I in the sex industry, but now I have a boyfriend who's also in the sex industry. So it was like, and I'm a very sexual person. I think most people are who go into this business. So it was like overwhelming. Like I was really frightened about that. And I asked him about it. I mean, I told him, I said, listen, this doesn't have anything to do with you. It has to do with me and how I feel about this. I just feel like I'm slipping all the way in the direction, because when I did my art and when I was doing other careers, yeah, I was very horny and I would jerk off every, once in a while, actually sometimes 3 times a day if I had the time. But then I would jerk off and then go back to my work. And so it was a good even keel. This time it was just all sex, sex, sex. So it was interesting when I decided to switch careers again, go into mainstream acting, and try to focus, on reading my lines, my scripts, and getting more stuff done. Maybe, like I said, writing my book, which I started, doing other things outside of sex. And, I still see clients and whatnot, but it was very difficult because I couldn't get out of that sexual realm. It was very difficult. It was like constantly thinking about sex, and it almost felt like an addiction. And for me, I'm not an addictive personality, so I had to figure out, okay, what's going on here. And I really had struggled for this for months and months and months, since I began the transition in May. And it finally dawned on me that I just need to really shift my paradigm and really concentrate on what I want and sort of move through that. I made some tapes for myself. So what I do is me talking about my life, about what I want, and say like, I'm going to focus more on my boyfriend. I'm living in abundance. I'm going to be a well-known working actor. Those kind of things. And what you do is you plug your headphones in at night when you're sleeping, and it reaches your subconscious mind, and that's really where you need to change things, is your subconscious, not your conscious mind, because your conscious mind is a very small fraction. And you can look more of this stuff up. There's a lot of research been done from biologists and whatnot. But after doing that, I felt very much more elevated and relaxed, which is good, and helped me focus on other things. Like I decided to make my throw pillows for my living room, and I'm making the curtains and whatnot. And it felt good to be back in that. And now it's like, back into the gusto of really trying to, get into the scripts again and whatnot. And it's just interesting too that I had the audition for a pilot on Tuesday, and they finally got back to me saying they wanted a monologue about addiction. I was like, kind of apropos, really. And I was like, okay. I was like, what the fuck am I going to do? Because I had to find this monologue about addiction. And then it finally dawned on me that I had already written a monologue, kind of based on my father when he was younger. And he's a great guy, but we all have our times and moments. So it was about him And I actually wrote this monologue, and I wound up doing a little short film for it. And then the girl that was on that short with me introduced me to Will Wallace, which was the classes which I'm going to now, and just sort of started that. So it was an intro into it because I was just really into the moment of it, and I figured, you know what, that's the one I'm going to do. I mean, why not? You know, since they didn't give me a monologue to rehearse, I figure I'm just going to do that, and it was just very funny. It just, you know, everything comes a full circle. So for me, you know, there's still, you know, a little bit of a struggle with the, you know, the sex, because I'm a very sexual person. You know, thankfully I have a very understanding boyfriend and an open relationship. You know, but I don't want to hurt him in any way either. He's a really fantastic guy, and you know, I really do love him. And you know, we're beginning our new journey together too. So he's getting busier in his own fields and whatnot, and you know, I feel really good, really confident right now. Like after the new year, this is a whole new paradigm shift for me, and I'm really feeling it. It's very exciting. It's really strange too, because when the new year happened, I had 3 publications hit me up, and one asking for interviews. The other one was like, we're doing a spring fashion show. We want you to be in the, you know, the layout. It's just, and it's really kind of cool. And now this is for the Adam Russo, but I figured, you know what, that's really where I've been building up this. So now it's kind of trying to crisscross from one to the other, and they're still mixed and mingled. I mean, I'm still all of these people rolled in one. So, and I'm going to try to keep this hopefully under 4 minutes, and I think I failed this time, but I'll get better at it. And but thank you for listening, and take care. Have a good one. Ciao.